Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks. So today we are going to be looking at a replay by Viximoon in the Jagdpanzer 100, as this was my first tier 10 tank that I got, honestly, probably close to about a year and a half ago. I've been playing the game for so many years, but I only got my first tier 10 tank about a year and a half ago. That is kind of crazy. But since then, I'm pretty sure I've gotten about 10 more or something, so I'm at a decent amount now, so I can have some fun at tier 10 as well. But before we kind of get into it, why don't you head down below, like and subscribe. It does help out a lot. So yes, here we see Viximoon, or I'm just going to be calling them Vix or Vixie, I'm not really sure, playing in the Jagdpanzer 100, probably one of my favourite tier 10 tanks that I have. I've got stuff like the Badger, the Batchat 25T, what else do I have? AMX 13105. And I think I just enjoy my time the most in this tank because of that. The gun, it just, when you hit full damage on a tank that has 4 hit points, it's the best. It just, doing that 1000 damage, maybe even more. I've rolled as high as like 1200 damage in this, and when you do, if you do that, it's just absolutely amazing. Doing that much damage in one shot is just amazing. Of course, the tank doesn't really have the most amount of DPM. Well, actually it has, well, it's not really the best compared to like the Badger or anything, but 3151 in the setup that Vixie has over here. It's not the worst, but it does reload. It does take 20 seconds to reload, so that is quite a lot. But of course, 299mm of penetration on the standard rounds, 420 on the premium rounds, the most on premium rounds in the entire game. It's just absolutely amazing. It can go through anything. Any flat side, any flat piece of armor, it just goes through like butter. It just goes through everything. Mouse, Type 5 Heavy, as the Leopard on Vixie's team gets ammo-racked over there, so that's not looking too good right now. But there's 2 kills to 2, only 700 damage down, so it's still early doors in this game over here, as Vixie is moving up to get a shot into this IS-7, who I'm pretty sure realises right now that there's a Jagdpanzer 100 on their side. But with the aim time not being that bad for a gun this big, it's yeah, it's not good news for the IS-7, who gets pretty sure hit by the VZ55 up there, and will get taken out by the VZ55 up there. Is he? Yes, he is. So what other good things are good? What other things are good about this tank over here? Well, as I said, the gun damage penetration is good. The DPM isn't the worst. Aiming time isn't the worst again. Accuracy isn't the worst. I mean, it does go off sometimes, but it can be quite accurate. Let's see the accuracy. 0.29 in this setup that Vixie has over here, so quite accurate, but you sometimes just feel like it isn't actually that accurate. As the IS-32 comes out, is Vixie going to put in a shot? Yes, he is, but gets shot in return. Talking about getting shot, the armor on this, excluding the lower plate and the kind of cupola on top, is actually quite good. Of course, when you load heat, you just got to go through the superstructure and sometimes maybe even the upper plate quite reliably in something like a in stuff like an Jagdpanzer 100, as the IS-32 tries to double barrel shoot Vixie over here, but Vixie takes him out and bounces that damage. So armor, not the worst. It definitely does work, especially against tier 8s. This is probably the best tank destroyer against tier 8s in the game. Maybe the E3 as well, but the armor, you can just rely on it so much over here. As Vixie, is he going to be able to put in a blind shot over there? But that hit the rock we saw over there, so no shots in over there. Mobility of this tank, that's probably the weakest point about it all. It's not the best. 30 forwards, 12 backwards. I mean, there's faster tanks than this, there's slower tanks than this. It's kind of in between. It's not really the best, but as a whole package, it's definitely not the worst. As Vixie puts in a quick shot in against the Progetto 66 over here, gets hit once by the projectile, hit once by the ML2, bounces 2 off the ML2. Just it's basically what this tank does best. Does loads of damage, bounces, and it has enough hit points to take in a couple shots as well. So Vixie up to 5,800 damage. The most I've done in this tank is about 8,500ish. I'm not really sure on the exact figure, but this is the tank that I've done the most damage in the game as a total, as the MO2 puts in one shot, gets the tracks in the second shot, and goes for the E75 for the third shot. So he is now reloading. The E75 takes a high explosive round, I'm pretty sure, and the only person that would probably be firing high explosive rounds that hasn't been spotted anywhere on the map yet is probably the FV4005. So Vixie has to watch out over here, because if it does kind of penetrate, he is going to lose those 500 hit points. So 7,000 damage now. What a kill though. It's kind of what I find about this tank, is that you pick up the damage faster than you pick up kills, because you kind of want to go for damage more, because it does take so much time to reload. You've got so much alpha damage. You kind of focus on the damage. If there was a tank on 200 hit points and a tank on like 1,000 hit points or something like that, you'd more often than not, I've got like a hair over here somewhere, you'd more often than not go for the tank with the 1,000 hit points, as Vixie shuts down the ML2 and actually bounces an AP round from the FV4005. So quite good going there. 2,800 damage blocks, showing you that this armor does work. Of course not against heat, but most armor falls flat when facing with heat, as Vixie is trying to look forwards to another blind shot. That one actually doesn't seem to explode over there, so I guess we're going to have to see in the post-game stats if that actually went through or just didn't go through. As Vixie gets a blind shot by a Jagdpanzer over there, so probably hit the Jagdpanzer over there, seeming that as Vixie wasn't spotted, so the only way that the Jagdpanzer could know that Vixie was here was by the shot direction indicator showing him where he was. So probably another 1,000 damage up over there, as Vixie kind of has like a, well, not really like a weird split, but an interesting split, probably the right split of ammo in this game. I'm pretty sure he started off with 5 high explosive, 11 heat, and the rest AP. Now me on this tank, I've got an even split of 888, as it just kind of enables you to deal with any situation. AP rounds against the tier 9s, tier 8s, most tier 10s, heat against the heavily armored tier 10s. As something incredible happens over there, Vixie shoots the Jagdpanzer over there when the FV4005 wasn't spotted yet, and actually it bounces off the FV's gun, I'm pretty sure, and it goes into the Jagdpanzer over there. So quite interesting stuff over there, as Vixie is still using heat, but it is kind of like a close game situation and you don't really want anything to bounce. Definitely want the bounce off the FV, but you never know what other tank could get around over there. So yes, you've got the AP rounds to deal with the tier 8s, 9s, most tier 10s. You've got the heat to deal with the mouses, type 5 heavies and stuff like that, and you've got the high explosive to, well, basically deal with like light tanks, heavily armored tanks that are angling. Doesn't really work now because of their high explosive changes, as Vixie does have intuition on this tank, which is something I need to get, because it's definitely a really good skill to have on tanks that have a long reload, especially like this. And especially like this, you can change out the ammo quickly, and each ammo type is actually quite useful in this tank. The high explosive, I've done some crazy stuff to like Grill 15s, WT Jagdpanzer 4s, and FV4005s in this, doing about 1,500, maybe even more damage. It definitely does feel nice, as Vixie is on 9,500 damage, 3,000 damage blocked, 2 kills. As you can see, my theory is kind of living up, that you do a lot more damage than kills in this tank, as it's still 11 to 11 kills over here. Vixie's team down by 200, actually up by 200 damage, as Vixie misses the EBR, but luckily the E75, who survived and was pushing the western flank with Vixie, actually takes him out. That is really good, as the EBR on Vixie's team is actually capping, and that's probably the correct thing to do, because the Leopard 1 over here is on 1,300 hit points, so I think it's just a safer thing to do is to cap. The E75 joins in the cap. Sometimes you don't need to go for the damage, for the kills to finish off a game, as everyone on Vixie's team is on low hit points. The E75 a one-shot, Vixie a one-shot now, EBR probably a one-shot too. Vixie puts in another shot against the Leopard 1 and bounces off too. So let's see the post-game stats and see how much of a good game this was by Vixie and the Jagdpanzer E100. So as we can see over here, ace tanker, tank, sniper, steel wall and the high caliber. Absolutely brilliant game in the Jagdpanzer E100 on the cliff map. I just really enjoy this tank. It's basically every single game that I have in it is just, it's just really fun. 11,800 damage, so that blind shot did go through. 2 kills, 1,190 base experience, enough to get that ace tanker, showing you that people aren't really playing this tank too well, as that is kind of quite a low XP, base XP to get for an ace tanker, but I don't know, maybe people aren't setting this tank up correctly. I guess I don't really know. Did fire quite a lot of unnecessary heat rounds over there, and using food. That is 7,500 credits lost. With premium would have been 48 with without premium, so that is quite a lot of credits to lose, but a good game for Vixie Moon in the Jagdpanzer 100 over here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.